So I mentioned this product that I was putting on the grass here a few weeks back. It stuff that they use in baby diapers, and it retains moisture. And since I put it on here, I'm going to get so that the sun isn't so you can actually see the grass and how well it's actually come back. This is the front yard, and you see how green and thick it is. There's this one corner here that I'm still working on, and it's just starting to come back. But the rest of the yard, you can see right there where it's brown, right here, and that's all thick, heavy, lush green. Just mowed it. Yeah, you can really see it here. And I have not changed the watering from what I've been doing, 2 days a week, and I water twice in the morning. I was doing 15 minutes, and then I'd let that set, and then another 15 minutes, and I wouldn't get any runoff. Now if I do that, I get runoff, because it's, you know, that product gets down into the soil, retains the water. So when you go to water again, you get a more productive water there. You can see how green and thick that is. And that's just been 2 weeks of putting that product on. I overseeded when I did it, and then fertilized. And what I did was I aerated first, you know, punching the holes in the ground, and that way you can get, you know, deep watering down into the roots. Then I overseeded with a mixture of shade loving, just, you know, it's just dwarf fescue, big mixture. They call it the California blend. And then fertilizer on top of that. The shade loving seed comes encapsulated, the seed's encapsulated in a fertilizer. So and it just, you know, in a matter of 14 days, boom, it looks that good. Now back here, this never gets any sun. I gotta do something with this now. The sod has died here, and that's gonna have to turn into a planting area. Probably do a bench here looking out over the yard. You can see it just kind of looks like a little park back here. This is a really big lot. It's 8,300 square feet or something. Took out landscaping block here. I really don't care too much for it. It just looks too, I like the natural look. These I left in to act as a natural border to keep the ferns and the rhododendrons from growing out into the grass. And then I'm going to cover that up. Where I pulled the landscaping block out of there, those planting areas, I'm going to take that dirt, you know, level it off, take that dirt and sculpt over this landscaping block there, and then cover that with artificial mulch. They've got this stuff that's made out of recycled tires that seems to work pretty good. I'm going to use that, put it down once, never have to mess with it again. I'm going to leave this trench behind the trees, so when I super water these trees, they get a real deep watering. The water, I just, you know, fill that trench up, and then it'll soak in slowly. You know, I just water back here, and it soaks in and gets everything watered really good. As you can see, that's rhododendron there. Azaleas, fern, and this has all been treated with that same product to retain the water, and you see how healthy these leaves are. Nice dark green. They get watered once this time of year. They get watered, well, they get watered twice a week, but they get fed acid loving food once a week. And then got this big fern right here. It's kind of growing around this tree. And And you can see the landscaping block, that's going to get left in there, but it's going to get covered up. I'm going to pull some of this patio out here so I can kind of sculpt it around. Yeah, so there you go. That's some pretty thick turf right there. And right now we're talking triple digits, and look how green and lush that is. That's what you get when you deep water. You do this shallow watering, you know, where you run a sprinkler 10-15 minutes once a day, twice a week. You can't maintain sod with that. It's just not going to thrive. It'll survive and die back. I mean, all my neighbors' yards are brown, and they water as much as I do. It's just, you've got to bring something to bear to get ahead of Mother Nature. You can see right here where this is, that's how dead the whole thing was. This, it's a little slower coming back because you can see where the shade line is. That addition that I put in shades this all day long, morning and afternoon sun. I put shade-loving grass seed down, but it just didn't take. So I'm afraid I'm going to end up having to turn this, you know, scope this off and turn this into a planting area. It'll probably, you know, that has just a different kind of watering, and the sprinklers here, I'd have to redo that. Just a pain. I really wished I could get some grass to grow over here. But I'm thinking that the birds might have ate this grass seed, so I may go ahead and seed it again with that shade-loving grass, and then just kind of put an X pin around it. Keep cats and stuff and the dogs from walking on it, and see if I can get it to go. But the rest of it just nice, thick, lush. Looking good.